Hello and welcome back to Rogue Mystic Divination. We are going to change up how we do the midweek check-in, and sorry guys, it's hot in here. But we're going to change up how it is that we are doing the midweek check-in, and I'm just going to throw it up there for every sign. There's going to be 3 cards for every sign, including the collective, so everybody, here we go. Everything should be time-stamped below. For the collective on October 16th, 2024. So, it looks like there may be some competition that you're facing. It could be people coming out of the woodwork and trying to act like they're your friend. However, it seems like whatever effort they are making in your direction, collective, is screwing up everything it is that you have been working towards. This could be people just coming in to start a fight and act friendly, but in reality, all they want to know is what resources do you have and can I have them at no cost. They could be getting creative with what it is that they're doing and how it is that they're gaining this knowledge. They may be watching you and having friendly conversations to try and find out what it is that you have and what you've been doing. Where is it you found your success, and how can they screw you up? Because all in all, they are jealous of what it is that you've got, and they want at least a little piece of it, and if they can't, then they are going to, at the very least, screw it up for you. And hopefully you will be able to work yourself out of this collective, but it is going to be in your best interest to keep everybody at an arm's length. Find out exactly what it is that brings them to you, because these are most likely people that you have not seen in a while. They haven't found a good reason to come to you until now, and they may have heard something from someone that you trusted, who either let something slip absent-mindedly or just carelessly because they didn't think it was that important. But in the end, this has drawn some old enemies back to you. Do not get stuck in a dick measuring contest. These people are going to start fights over the most ridiculous things, and they may be using other people to help them with this too. If you have little to no contact with some of your coworkers and they suddenly start talking to you, this could be because other people have asked them to find out some information for them. They could be friends with this person or this group of people and you're unaware, so talk softly, carry a big stick. Don't wield it quickly, just hold it and use it to support your ideas, because these people are coming in, they may not be coming in strong, but they're coming in with what they think is purpose and good reason, and in reality it's not. They're jealous and they're trying to take everything away from you that they can. This could be because you have come into a reason to celebrate, and while you may want to invest in your community, they may just want to take from you. They may not see it as an investment. They could feel that you owe it to them. So anyway, now I'm going to move on to Aries. Nope, Ophiuchus. card 1 for Ophiuchus, 2, and 3. We're just taking them off the top. It looks like Ophiuchus, somebody has been handing you their burdens and their hard work, and you just found out that this is not a responsibility that you are being paid for or that was even yours to deal with. There was a break in command and bad communication all the way around, and someone has been using that to their advantage so that they could just hand other people their responsibilities and profit off of it. You could, however, be bringing this to upper management's attention and end up incurring a raise or a promotion. This person could end up getting demoted or fired for their actions. Either way, you will be gaining from this. Any burdens that you've been holding for other people are going to be not only taken off your plate, but they are going to be compensating you for what you've done in some way, whether it's by prestige or by profit. So either a better title or money in your pocket. This could also be you starting a new venture midweek and starting on a new project. So if it is in relation to this burden that you've been holding and the hard work that you've been putting in, it's going to go far and very fast and may end up getting out of hand. So keep as much of the information for this new project to yourself. Don't involve people that don't need to be involved in it, and you won't have to choose the lesser of two evils, but you will have to keep somebody else's grubby hands out of the mechanics of this project because they will either intentionally or unintentionally sabotage it. You do have movement coming in quick though, and this could also be a sudden investor who is very interested in your project. Don't sign away all of your rights, and you will end up becoming very successful because of this. And now moving on to Aries. And Aries this week, or this midweek check-in, 3 cards off the top. You have opportunities coming into you, but they're not all what they seem to be cracked up to be. A lot of these are just fantasies and pipe dreams that other people are throwing your way, hoping that you will take your hard-earned investment and your time and energy and money, whatever it is that you have to invest in something, and throw it their way in hopes that their failing project or their non-existent project will suddenly take flight and succeed. However, ensure that you have paperwork backing up what anybody is bringing to you to invest in. If they don't have a plan, then they don't have investment. They're not invested enough in it to write it down and have an idea about where it is that they're going to go with this or how they're going to utilize your money. So somebody could be bringing a bad investment towards you, hoping that you won't be able to read between the lines, but whenever there's no lines to read between, you will skedaddle. Thanks but no thanks, and it's none of your business how much money I have, and you don't need to know any of my investments. So keep your money to yourself. Do not ask permission to leave, just pick up and go. People may also be giving you these options, these opportunities to distract you from something that they don't want you to know about. They may know that you have an idea in your head as to what it is that you want to work on, but this could be a pipe dream that you started working on with somebody else, and They either don't want you involved with that person or something else is afoot. But again, make sure you have paperwork to back up anything, even if it's an old friend that you trust dearly with your life, with your children's lives. Do not take what they say out of hand. Something else is going on, and even though they might not be the problem, someone that they're connected to may be. They could have been manipulating the books behind this person's back, and they've just trusted them because, oh, they know what they're doing. They're licensed, they're, certified in what they're doing and managing the books and all that. So, yeah, I'm not going to second guess them. Well, somebody needs to second guess them because there's something wrong with that project, with the money, and it could be this person's involvement that's actually causing it to fail. It feels like they are skimming the books and misallocating funds somewhere, but hiding it very, very well. Okay, moving on to Taurus. So 3 cards off the top for Taurus. You could end up finding yourself in a state of disrepair after something that happens today. Your plans have not been set very well, and you just assume that things are going to go a certain way, and now you're being proven wrong by needing to jump ship on your own project or your own ideas. You may end up finding out that you were incredibly wrong about someone or something and are ill-prepared to face the truth. Certain ideas or ideals of yours will end up failing because you fail to attend them. You do have decisions to make, and part of this is not even a decision for you. You instantly gravitate towards starting something else and traveling either mentally or physically to something else. Planning is going to be of the utmost importance, and you will need to salvage resources from something that you were about to just quickly walk away from. However, another choice will end up coming up that you will have to make. It could be one that you have been avoiding for a long, long time, and it seems to be, even though it requires a mental, logical approach, you're very defensive about the position that this decision has put you in. In reality, there is a lot of emotion behind this, and it may be something you just can't face right now. You've been avoiding it for quite a while already, and you see no reason to keep avoiding it. However, that is going to end up stagnating any progress that you may want to make in other areas of your life. You may be pushed to a decision by somebody around you. However, the option that they're setting before you is not even an option to you. You know what your options are because you've been mulling them around for quite a while, and you know more than you're letting on. You know more about the situation that you're in, and you don't want to give the details to anybody else. You are guarding your secrets with an iron fist and refuse to look at them. Eventually, you are going to have to deal with them, but running away from them is not going to help. You may still end up finding sudden insight that allows you to release some of this emotional pain and move forward through to another area. However, it is going to be in your best interest if you do not take all this emotional baggage with you. It will only slow you down and end up pulling you back into it the first chance that it has. And now we are moving on to Gemini. Gemini, we are going to see where you're at for the middle of the week and see how it is that you're going to continue to progress. 3 cards off the top. Playing by the rules has not done you much good. And even whenever you do everything you can to go against the grain, it's not doing you much good either. It could be a situation of playing by the rules doesn't get you in trouble, but it makes you comfortable, but financially poor. If you go against the grain, you may have money in your pocket, but you're constantly stressed out and paranoid about who's watching you and what's going on behind your back. This may have you in a position where you are not only being misperceived as something that you're not, but not understanding yourself. You may be hating what it is that you've done to yourself to put you in this position to where you don't know which way to turn, and even though you're in a dead-end situation, the only thing that you can figure out to do is keep chasing your tail, running in circles, unable to make a decision. Emotional immaturity may have been what brought you here, and you may be stuck with a gift that is not a gift, it's more of a burden. If you start shedding away the burdens that other people have given you to deal with, you may end up getting rid of your creative blocks that you have, and you'll be able to find a way out of this. Be patient with yourself and understand where it is that you are. Don't lie to yourself about where you are and what your position may be, whether it's financial, emotional, or foundation-wise. Don't think that you're more ahead of the game than you are, and as long as you're honest with yourself, you will be able to work your way out of this. However, it may not be physical work that's being demanded of you right now. It could just be that you need to search your soul for what it is that you actually want in life and start moving towards that slowly but surely without telling anybody else about it. Don't be dominated by insecurity at this time, because that is only going to drag you back. If there's anybody else enforcing this insecurity around you, around your life, then you need to do everything that you can to distance yourself from these people. You don't need to be reminded of your misdeeds or your evil doings, whatever, from the past. How many drunk nights you've had or what you may have done. If they keep bringing it up, then it's their fault that they're stuck in the past. You had that night and it's over, and it is a new day. Start acting like it and start walking away from these people. And now we are moving on to Cancer. Three of them off the top. You'll be using this alone time that you find yourself in right now to take apart any argument that anybody else may have with you. Being alone is going to allow you to find your independence and find inner guidance from where it is that you want to be and how you thought you'd get there. However, you may have to readjust your plan and adjust which parts of yourself that you're working on right now. Do not stare too long into the mirror, because there are other people coming for you, deciding that they deserve an answer as to what it is that you're doing and why you're doing it that way. These people do not deserve an answer from you. Your life is your life, and who are they to demand such answers from you? And while you do have giving up as part of the Seven of Wands, this is not you giving up. This is not you giving up on yourself. This is you giving up the fight and trying to explain yourself to other people. They are not adding to your resources. They are not doing anything to take any burdens off of your plate. They are sitting there in their own stagnation and they are bored with their own life. Do not allow their boredom to make you their entertainment. If they are getting bored of their own lives, that is their problem, and they need to focus on themselves and start looking into their own mirrors. This could also be people trying to drag you back into an old job, an old issue that you had with somebody else, and even though you consider it a moot point that you don't need to discuss any further, they may be coming out of the woodwork to approach you with these issues. Don't allow the tension and the disagreements that other people keep bringing to your doorstep to run your life. You have the light of inspiration and your lantern as the hermit, and you need to utilize that inspiration to get you through the day, and then the next, and then the next. You do have a goal, but you may have lost sight of it for now. If you look back at your past and see an optimistic, driven individual who is going somewhere, find out where they were going. Find out where they were drawing that energy from and tap back into that person that you used to be. And now we are moving on to Leo. Three cards off the top. You have options set before you, Leo, and none of them may be good. This could just be a distraction that other people are setting up for you because they want you to go a certain way and they find that you are weak in some way. You may be tired of fighting these battles that other people keep bringing to your doorstep. However, these options that people are bringing to you may not even be options. They may just be traps that people are setting up for you and insisting that, no, it's a good idea. Put all of your time, money, and energy into this. It'll be great for you. When in reality, it's just a pyramid scheme that they can profit off of. These three swords on the wall are ideas that you once held to high esteem, and you may have had to lay them to the side and put them on the wall because they are somebody else's. They are memories to define other people and to explain their actions. However, they do not explain your actions. It is time for you to sit back and contemplate what exactly got you where you are and whether or not those were good or bad for you or those around you. Selfish action could end up getting you stuck in isolation or in a state of ill repair because you refuse to fix the problem. And actually, you may end up actually just refusing to look at the problem at all or acknowledge that there is one. However, your foundation that you sleep so soundly on is something that could just be stagnating you. Stubbornness is not going to get you any further, and you don't need to keep waiting for other people to bring you good ideas or good options. You could totally get up off of this foundation that you're on and start a new journey at any time. However, you choose to stay here. You choose to stay in this area where you have grown a little bit too comfortable, even though it is not true to you or doing you any good. It looks as though, Leo, like your life may be built on lies that other people have handed you, and you don't know who you are. You may be better off just finding solitude and blocking out the voice of the crowd around you because they are not living your life. You are. And you're the one who has to come to terms with what it is that you do and how you act upon others. And moving on to Virgo. I just feel like such a ray of sunshine right now, you know? Virgo, 3 off the top for you. And there's that sunshine again in a bottle. Nothing could possibly get worse for you, Virgo, at least that's what you think. You may be looking back on past actions of both you and other people and trying to draw inspiration from it. However, you're still seeing these swords as weapons against you rather than tools and ideas to build from. You are in a moment of stagnation only because you're not actually in stagnation. You're in a stage of regeneration like a caterpillar in a cocoon. Something else is going on and you are transforming. However, it's not going to be as easy as you thought it was. Some of these things that were given as gifts to you were actually harming you, and these ideas were something that didn't lead you astray, but it pinned you into one spot, so now you can't move. Utilize the stagnation to your benefit and take it as gluing your chrysalis to an area and allowing yourself to transform under this stagnation, under this restraint. Meditation is going to end up helping you come into a more emotionally balanced individual, and you may find that your empathetic efforts may have actually been patronizing and not quite as empathetic as you intended for them to be. It could have just been self-serving action that made you feel better and made you feel like you were treating somebody with kindness when really it was with apathy and patronizing. Try to attempt true tolerance and balance yourself out by... The King of Cups says supportive leader, but I'm going to say no. Let people be as they are, and if you're leading anybody, lead yourself to calmer waters and a better understanding of yourself. And as much as I hate this terminology and this phrase, maybe it's time for you to start to try to live the Sigma life instead of the Alpha life. Live and let live, and let go of some connections that you believe that you should have, because just because you think you should have them does not mean you do, and those connections may actually take more work than you thought. Not everybody is born with built-in connections to family or friends, and there may be more work to them than you believe, than you ever thought that there could be. You thought that was something you were just supposed to be handed. But as far as I can tell, Athena is the only one that was born fully formed from her father's head, so don't expect that of yourself or from other people. And now moving on to Libra. Three off the top. You know what? This week is just going to be great for everybody. And if you've watched any of the other signs for this midweek check-in, you will know what I mean. Dark side of wealth could be just because you have money now does not mean your responsibilities, and it actually means that your burdens increase tenfold. There are problems that you need to fix from the past, and Even though you are obtaining success somewhere, you could end up actually not having as many resources as you thought you did. You may have been overspending because you're like, oh, I've got money. I've got money in the bank. It's fine. It's no problem. But you've lost track of it at some point. So it is a good time to go over your checkbook, your account statements for all of your bank accounts, and see where it is that you actually stand with this. This could end up leading you into an imprisoned mindset, a victim mentality, and it really is something that you've done to entrap yourself in this. You could have thought that you had control over everything, but in reality, somebody else has been pulling the strings and pulling your strings in order to put you in a position that they wanted you to be in. This could be somebody taking advantage of an illness or an exhaustion and assuming that they can do and take what it is that they want from you. There's very little emotion behind this, and they knew exactly what it is that they were doing. You may have to come to terms with some of these emotions and move past them in order to free yourself. If there's someone around you that you've been relying on greatly lately, check their work. Check their work with a fine-tooth comb, with a magnifying glass set to 600x. Because there's something that is amiss with all of this, and even though they may say that they have it handled, they don't. Something is wrong somewhere, and you need to figure out where. Most likely it's not with you, other than the fact that you've been trusting someone to handle something and they haven't been doing it. Okay. Scorpio. And as horrible as this may sound, don't let the sun go down on you, Scorpio, because your day is not over and the work is not done. 3 cards off the top. Following the rules has not been getting you anywhere, so you have been trying to go against the grain, and going against the grain has not made you any progress at all. Generosity has ended up doing nothing but bankrupting you and not gained you any good karma. As it could be because the generosity that you've been handing out to people has done nothing but enabled them into a place of emotional insecurity and codependency on you, and it is time for some new beginnings and endings to come into your life. However, you may not want to notice this about yourself or the people that you surround yourself with. If you are ready for change, it doesn't mean everyone around you is. Some people do have to have their own journey, and you can't take everyone with you, so be patient with everyone, Scorpio. It may also be time to share some of your inner thoughts with others and see how they really feel. Don't allow this to create insecurity in you, because you know it's time for some things to end and some new things to start up, but you have to talk about things and be honest about your feelings and your ideas at this point. It's time for you to take your personal beliefs and make them known to others around you so that you are not misunderstood. Doing so will grant you a certain amount of freedom that only honesty can. However, the biggest warning with the Hierophant in reverse, I'm going to say, is don't lie to yourself about what you see in the mirror. If people are asking you about your personal beliefs, do not sugarcoat them so that they agree with you. Be honest with yourself and other people, and things may turn out better than they look right now, but it doesn't mean everyone's going to feel great about it. This could be a great time for you to actually separate from somebody who brings their emotional grievances to you and who is obviously trying to say that they don't emotionally connect with you, but they may not want you to agree with them. This could be somebody who wants to be the runner and for you to be the chaser, but I really don't know if you want that kind of attention, Scorpio. The kind of attention that you have to work tirelessly for to even get like just a smidgen of positive attention. It's not worth it. And as much as you may want to hold on to this, it may be a moment of personal transformation for you to say, no thanks, I'm done with this, and you can run as far away as you want to. Moving on to Capricorn. Actually, moving on to Sagittarius. Sagittarius, you have 3 off the top. And I thought there was something there intuition-wise, and I don't know why I just did that. I haven't done that with any other signs, so these may be things that you're trying to keep hidden from yourself or from somebody else. You may be in the mood to pick up and move. Sagittarius is notorious for picking up and moving at the drop of a hat, so ensure that you're not overcommitting yourself whenever you do this move. You may be trying to ride in on a white horse to save somebody else, but this action may not turn out as well as you want it to. This could be a hop, skip, and a jump because you've decided to help somebody out, and then somebody else comes up and says, oh, hey, are you still going to help me with that? And yeah, it's time for me to do that now, so how about it? So while you're going off in one direction to help somebody, somebody else reminds you of something that you offered to help them with. And it may not be a point in time where you can say, yeah, I'll be there right now. It just could be a distance thing, and while you have options as to which way it is that you go, because you're going to be standing on your own 2 feet, and you're going to be able to support this with your spirit, your soul, your passion for life, it's not necessarily going to be something that you're going to be able to split the difference with. You could feel incredibly imbalanced right now, but it's because you're focused on everyone else's practical problems. And you may have to realign yourself to you and what it is that you set out to do. It is okay to tell some people no. And say that, hey, sorry, I forgot about that. I'm not available right now. Can you get somebody else to help you out? As much as you may want to help other people out with their burdens, their problems, you may have to go off and handle something that you totally forgot about. But you did know in the past you're going to have to shore up these differences and deal with this problem, so just know that people that you encounter may be... You may be running into people that recognize you, who know you from somewhere, from something, and it will take you completely and totally off guard. Okay, moving on to Capricorn now. Capricorn, 3 off the top for you. You have a financial burden coming up, and it's almost like you get money in the bank, and as soon as you do, everybody knows about it, and they either have their hand out or you get a stack of bills in the mail. Go back and isolate yourself from these problems right now and see if they're actually your problems to deal with. You do have this information in your back pocket. You just have to go back and see if these are actually your problems or not. There could be messages that come in that delay any kind of progress that you're trying to make, and even though it may be panic-inducing, you will be able to hold back. Just find your patience, and you will be able to deal with whatever problem it is that comes up. If you're seeking guidance, don't look for answers from anybody else. Seek them from yourself. Ask yourself why you did certain actions in the past in order to figure out some of the problems that you've been dealing with lately. These could be old problems from 20, 30 years ago that you now need to deal with, and even though you may find that you have a lack of resources to deal with this, something could end up working out in the end where you don't need any resources to deal with this problem. Moving on to Aquarius. And 3 from the top. If you end up coming towards somebody with a hidden agenda, it is not going to work out for you. You may come up with this idea that you're going to be able to hide secrets, and you won't be able to. With the 1111 card showing up in the middle, it looks as though you are trying to build a solid foundation. However, it's not going to work out. Some of your actions could end up coming off as selfish and shallow, that you just do them to get what you want. It's going to end up causing delays and slowing you down from making progress anywhere in your life if you're not careful. It's going to be much better for you if you just approach everything with honesty and openness. However, do not answer questions that people have no right in asking. Seek inner harmony and honesty with yourself before you interact with anybody else for this week. Realign with what it is that you want, and it should solve the issues with the delays that you've been facing. If you've lost your passion for work that you've been doing lately, do your best to either look at old work or old ideas, and that may end up helping to break you free from whatever it is that you've been having issues with. New perspectives are coming your way, but you just have to be patient with yourself and not force it. And moving on to Pisces. And we're going with 3 off the top. So you have the 7 of Swords, because that card seems to be my best friend lately. If somebody has given you ideals that have ended up doing nothing but harming you, it's time to come clean in exactly what it is that what other people have decided that you should do with your life have actually been slowing you down and getting anything done. In reality, it's just been harming you in the long term. If you look back at these people that you got these ideas from, it's going to be because you're trying to move on and away from these harmful things, but you still manage to be carrying them with you. You have started to put some of these bad ideas down. However, you still have 5 or more to go. Even though you are facing some kind of self-doubt, it's time that you rethink your approach and maybe start handling these ideas that have done you such a disservice as tools and learning lessons rather than things that did nothing but harm you and put you in a predicament that you couldn't get out of. All you have to do at this point, Pisces, is put those ideas down and stay to yourself. Start self-directing yourself towards understanding what it is that you want out of life and what it is that you could deem unfair. You have difficult decisions to make, and even though some of them may seem unfair, it could end up calling someone on their lack of accountability and their dishonesty. These people could have put you in this position because they want to punish you for their own misdeeds. Something that they did to you that they don't want to feel guilty for, so they make it your fault. It is time, however, that you choose to stop taking the blame for what other people have done to you and, oddly enough, take the position of the victim. You have been victimized by people and they have taken advantage of you and they have done something to you that they not only refuse to acknowledge, but they refuse to come clean about. They have done things behind your back and in the dark that you're unaware of, but it may take years before you find out exactly the extent of what they did. Now is going to be a good time for you to put down your weapons and realize that they were never your weapons.